Hello, I'm Jennifer from Blacksmith 3D. Today I'm going to show you a few of our software's basic interface hotkeys. First, there is a default setting for the spacebar to turn the menus off and on so that you can have a larger working viewport area. These can be turned off and on all together under the File Preferences menu. Here is your left panel, your right panel, top and bottom, or you can leave them all turned on depending on which ones you want to have your spacebar control. So you can see here, just as I toggle the spacebar, the menus come and go. You may notice that the bottom dialog box here does not completely go away, it just becomes transparent. And that's so you can see the work that you're doing behind it if you're in a larger viewport where you have something you're needing to see. And you can also minimize this down to one line. However, we did set it to where it doesn't completely go away because this is your instant feedback area where oftentimes it can give you some very important information or even error notices. For example, you might have a problem where the information here can give you a clue as to what you might need to be doing differently. Or if it's a problem you can't seem to overcome, also under the File menu in our Preferences area is where you can turn logging on. By default it's on disabled, or you can set it to full. And once you set it to full, it will save a log so that you can go through those steps, and if you continue to have problems you can send us that log via email at info@blacksmith3d.com so that we can better help you or find out if it might be a bug that needs to be fixed. Next, we also have the control space bar that changes your viewport to 4 different views where you have the front, the left, the top, and the back. And just control space toggles that to one single viewport or the larger 4. Personally, I prefer one viewport, but it's really up to your own personal preference, whichever one you decide you like the best. And I find it useful to hover my hand either over my keyboard arrows or my F key of whichever hand I'm not using on my mouse. And that's because the F keys for F1, that is my pan view to where I can move it around. F2 is my zooming in and out, and F3 is my rotate. And the up arrow key is to show the back of the model, the down is the front, the left shows the left side of the viewport, which is actually the right side of the model, and then your right key actually shows you the right of the viewport, which is actually the left of the model. Of course, there is always the nearly universal command of Control Z to undo the last thing that you've done. And the backspace key is used to change back to your previous tool. So here you can see that I'm on the pan, and then hitting it goes to my rotate view and then back to my pan. The O is to show the wireframe overlay. If I hit it again, it turns it back off. The G is to use lighting, and turning it off and on here is just the G. Shift O is to show the vortex overlay. Shift C is to change the color of your brush, and R is to show a quick window view of what you have in your viewport. And here under the Manager tab is where you can see what your hotkeys are, which ones you are actually able to edit, and which ones are reserved. As you can see from this list, there's an awful lot of hotkeys that we haven't covered, but we just wanted to recommend you learning the basic ones here in this video first, and then over time as you've mastered these basics, then you can look here in the reserved area and learn the ones that are important to you. I hope you have found this video useful, and please remember to email us at info@blacksmith3d.com if you have any questions or problems. Thank you.